Good afternoon. I am so excited to be here with you today. My name is Hope and I have been a direct sales leader for about 10 years now, and I'm excited to be talking to you today about automating your business for duplicatable success and awesome results. Many of us, before we even start into direct sales, we have all these other commitments. We've got our family and those commitments. Many of us have full-time jobs or other businesses. We're caring for elderly parents. I also find there's a very high number of people in direct sales who volunteer. So this is a lot on a woman's plate, a person's plate, before they even begin to try and figure out how to fit a business into it. And when we start with our businesses, we've got all the different components. We've got our customers, we've got our hostesses, we've got our team, we've got our downlines, we've got social media now. I remember when I first started in direct sales, social media wasn't a big thing. So it wouldn't take a ton of time. And now many direct sellers are saying that that's taking as much time as to manage all of their other commitments for their business. So look at all the things that you're doing with your customers. You're talking to them about their needs. You're following up once they order. You're following up once they receive their order. You're following up later on to keep them in the loop. You're talking to them about future sales. You're doing good customer service. Oh, okay, that's your customers taken care of. Then with your hostesses, you're confirming dates. You're preparing hostess packages. You've got making sure that they have good parties. You're keeping in touch prior to the events. You're following up after the events. With team members, you're having all those pre-sponsoring conversations. Wouldn't it be awesome if people would just email us once and say, oh, I'm going to join? It just really doesn't work that way. And then you've got all the new recruit training. You've got keeping that new recruit in the loop and making sure that they feel appreciated and making sure that they don't miss things like requirements, like the monthly quotas and things like that. These are really incredible things that people need help with because with most people having all of those other things on their plate, it becomes really too overwhelming and they will check out and they will leave. So let's talk about the things that you can automate in the different cycles. So the customer, you can create pre-written scripts that you can either email or text out to your customers with thank yous, with confirmations that the package has arrived, with follow-up emails to make sure that things go really smoothly. And these can all be pre-built scripts that you can basically go in and just slightly customize for the person's name and what they've ordered. If you're in a brand that is something that's consumable, you definitely want to be reaching out and making sure that you're doing this follow-up because that is where the money is. You've already converted them. You've already built a customer relationship with them. If you're not doing this follow-up, you are literally leaving money on the table. Look at adding birthday messages into your automations. If well written, these customers won't realize that they're pre-written and can really give that customizable touch. I send out a survey to all of my customers using Google Forms that once they become a customer, I make sure that I get their birthday information. The other thing that's really great to do is ask them if they're willing to allow me to contact their husbands, and I will follow up for birthdays and Christmas to see if they're looking to purchase anything. Just those simple things alone can increase your sales by 30%. Things that you don't want to automate, though, are things if the customer is having issues with a product. You want to get really deep down and personal with them and make sure that they are really being taken well care of and that they have everything that they need to resolve the issue. With your hostess, this is definitely an area that you can do a lot of custom automation with, that you can look at creating a digital hostess package. I find now, even if you're doing a in-home party or presentation, a lot of the times to give a digital package is way easier because this hostess is likely inviting her guests through either email, text, or through Facebook event. So make sure that your hostess package is digital and it's really easy for people to find. I actually have a Facebook group for my hostesses that they can go into, and it's got all the information in there that they need. And it kind of pumps them up. I do monthly contests for my hostesses, and it's a really great way to get them excited. You're going to want to send a reminder to mark it in her calendar. I will tell you a very silly story. I was a hostess for a Pampered Chef party. I agreed to it at a vendor event. She gave me the hostess package, and I got home and I completely forgot to write it in my agenda. Totally slipped from my mind. I came home to chaos when I walked in the door, and I just forgot. And it wasn't until an hour before the party that the rep followed up with me. Well, I will tell you, I hadn't invited anyone. I hadn't prepped my house. So the party was certainly not a great success for anyone, but all it would have taken is a simple reminder at some point in the 2-week cycle, and I would have actually gotten it on my calendar and made sure that it was there. So having that reminder to mark it on her calendar, I know it sounds silly, but again, your hostesses are just as busy as you are, and to have that reminder makes a huge difference. Looking at a separate text or email, again, thanking them for the booking and talking about how excited you are to meet with them and their customers or their guests. Another one, a great secondary contact to remind them about hostess promotions or special things that you're going to do. If it's a food party like a Pampered Chef party, you want to be able to remind them about the things that they need to get. Have a email ready to go about 2 weeks before, or about a week before, a couple of days before, to confirm the numbers. There's nothing worse than for you to come unprepared, and just by forgetting that step can really leave you in the lurch. You want to send an email thanking them after the event. If it's a physical event, one of the things that I actually do is I have a pre-written thank you card that I write out, and I drop it in the hostess's mailbox as I'm leaving, so she'll actually get it the next day. And make sure that you're staying in touch with the hostess after the event. If your hostess has had a really good event, either online or in person, a lot of times they will want to book a future event with you. This is a great way, if you've taken really good care of your hostess, that you can get future business. Things that you can automate with your recruit, definitely look at having welcome emails that welcome them to your team. I have 2 different ones. I have one that is for my directs, and then I have one for additional levels. And that additional level goes out to everyone in my enterprise, which is multi-level deep. I find that it's important that they know that even if they are 5, 6, 7 layers down, if they are struggling and they can't get the information from their immediate uplines, that you are there as a resource. I also explain to other people that as they recruit, I am there as a resource for their team members, and not to take it personally. But again, I know that everybody's busy and sometimes we can forget the steps. Training information is incredible to automate because everyone needs to know the same amount of stuff. I actually have now built a Google form for all of my team members that I send out quarterly to ask them about if their goals have changed or if how they're working their business has changed. And it really does help me create the content and the trainings that are applicable to my team. Sending out quick reminders for quick start programs if your company has one, just to make sure that they don't miss it. There's nothing worse than having a rep come to you after the fact and say, oh, I didn't know I could have earned X, Y, and Z. And also sending out reminders monthly or for quarterly requirements. Again, there's nothing worse than having someone drop off if they didn't know what to expect. Things that you can also automate in social media. Look, using tools like Facebook Creator Studios, you can actually schedule posts both to Facebook and Instagram for your business pages. I find that this is one of the most powerful tools that I'm using right now in my social media automation. Tailwind is incredible to schedule for Pinterest. And look at batch graphics. I teach my team to batch graphics. Spend an hour about once every 2 weeks and create the content that they need for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then it's done. You can go in and schedule it and be ready to go. So a lot of people will say, well, when should I start automating? Should I start automating when I've got a big team or when I've got tons of customers? I will tell you, starting to automate immediately is way better. If you're looking for help, talk to your upline about maybe some of the scripts that they use. But by having this built out now, as you grow, it will save you time and it makes you more available for your family. And most importantly, you want to start training your team to do the same thing. If your team is doing automation and it's making their lives easier, they'll have better success in selling. They'll also have more time with their own families and their other commitments and be more likely to stick around. So I'm hoping this helped you a little bit in learning what sort of things that you can automate and how to make your business more successful. Have an awesome afternoon, and I can't wait to listen to some more of the presenters.